Got a loaded show filled with Warriors news to discuss on today's edition of Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Tyler Smith. What's going on, Dub Nation? Before we get into all that, give me a 30 down in the comment section to congratulate our guy, Steph. Clap it up for him in the comment section as he earned his second All-Star Game MVP in the Bay Area. All right, the first, as Draymond Green was on the TNT broadcast all weekend long, spewing this, spewing that, and this one caught my eye specifically. That's why we have to lead off with today's show. He had a bold claim about the rest of Golden State's season at the All-Star game. He said, I think we were kind of headed in the wrong direction, thinking we'd figure it out and never figuring it out. Since Butler has been here, though, we've walked into every game thinking and believing that we're going to win that game. That goes a long way in this league. And no doubt, right? Jimmy Butler has brought and injected new life into this Golden State team. And think about what we were complaining about from this Golden State team from an on-court standpoint over the last couple of months, right? It was the offense was stagnant. There was no help for Steph, and defenses were throwing their kitchen sink at number 30, so they left everybody else kind of create on their own in Golden State, and they didn't really have the players on the roster to be able to do that. Well, now they do in Jimmy Butler. They have a new creator, and they have a new offensive weapon they can use in a plethora of ways, and it's really shown already in 4 games. I know it's a small sample size, but they're 3-1 in the Butler era already, averaging 117 points a night over those 4 games, and that clearly is a big step up from what we saw in both December and January, where we were kind of thinking about the Warriors potentially missing the play-in altogether. Now they're in that 10 spot, and they're looking to climb more and more up in the standings. And Draymond is looking to raise a banner once again. He said he's brought back that belief, and I think we're going to win the championship. And then he repeated himself. I'm sorry. I said I think we're going to win the championship, but I lied. We are going to win the championship. Oh, all right. That's the type of time we're on, Draymond. All right, listen. I understand he's saying things and he's doing it for the camera and all, but I'm not gonna lie. I think Draymond really believes this, and this isn't the first time that he made this comment. On Friday, when the Warriors were in the team hotels and chopping it up with the media members and all that stuff, Warriors insider Anthony Slater revealed that Draymond told him the same exact thing. He said, we are going to win the championship. And he said he was using the same expressions and the same attitude that he said it with when he was on the TNT broadcast. Now, is this all that realistic? Well, let's kind of examine that a little bit, as Vegas is never wrong. And these odds come from FanDuel Sportsbook. And it has Golden State currently ranked as the 10th highest favorite to win it all this season at plus 4,800. So if you put $10 down, you can win almost $500 if you ended up going to making that wager. But obviously Boston, OKC, Cleveland, the Knicks, the Nuggets, like Lakers with adding Luka, and even some of the younger teams like Memphis and the Clippers, who are a very deep team as well, are above Golden State in these odds makers' eyes right now. But with the rest of the NBA season ahead and only 27 games left, Golden State does have an opportunity to vault themselves up a little bit and maybe potentially out of the play-in. Remember, Steve Kerr said that the 6th seed is the goal, but even the 5th seed isn't terribly out of reach right now, although the Lakers have won 8 of their last 10 games. Golden State's only 3.5 games back from that 6th seed and 5.5 games back from the 5th, so not completely unrealistic for Golden State to vault themselves out of that play-in. And as far as the teams that are ahead of them in the standings go, Draymond said he isn't fearing nobody. He said, I don't believe that any of these teams are that great. None of these teams scare me. That fires me up. That fires me up that he's going in here, guns a-blazing, no fear whatsoever, and he thinks that this Golden State team can beat anybody. I also think Golden State can lose to anybody on any given night still, but maybe with more Jimmy Butler acclimation to this rotation, we could see this team really become more consistent as this home stretch of the season comes along. And that home stretch is 27 games, and Draymond said to the media during All-Star Weekend, said it's a 27-game playoff now. Like, he said this is it. Like, we are entering the playoffs now after the All-Star break. And that kind of fires me up, but it also kind of puts a lot of pressure on this Warriors team to meet Draymond's expectations, and specifically Steph, who kind of has to shoulder the most weight out of anybody on this Golden State team. And he said, I'm excited. I got Draymond on the telecast guaranteeing we're winning a championship. I love the expectations and having something to play for. He's lighting a fire for sure. And Steph kind of thanked him. He was like, oh, we got Draymond guaranteeing this stuff on national TV. Like, thanks for the pressure, Draymond. Like, it's a lot to kind of live up to right now, especially when Golden State has lost 27 games already, and 4 of the last 44 champions have lost 20 games before winning their 40th. Golden State is obviously falling way below that benchmark right now. It would be a historic championship run if they were able to go and make it happen. But the addition of Jimmy Butler and his effect on both sides of the floor can potentially make Golden State a miracle run type of team. What do you guys believe, though? Do we believe in the Golden State Warriors in Big 2025? Can the Dubs win a championship this season? Type B for believe, type D for don't. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. Coming up, yes, we have another wild Draymond comment, and this pertains more to the long-term future of the Golden State Warriors. And then we'll talk about where Jimmy was at during All-Star Weekend, because it wasn't in San Francisco. That in a moment, but first, I got to give a major shout-out to today's sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports platform because it's daily fantasy made easy. They got over 10 million active members. They're #1, and I'm one of those members. Trust me on that. And it's because Prize Picks always trying to hook you up with incredible deals, like a free $50 in your account when you sign up using our promo code CLNS and place your first $5 entry. Now, you might be asking me, Tyler, how do you even place an entry on Prize Picks? Super simple. All you got to do is pick a sport. There's any sport: basketball, baseball when it's coming around soon, hockey, esports, college sports. They have it all. Darts, if you're up that alley. And you just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, like I have on screen right now. No NBA this week, but we do got the college hoops home stretch coming up. Only a couple more conference games left until we are headed to March. And I decided to go to 2 ACC legends here. We got Cooper Flagg, give me more than 4.5 rebounds. I mean, that should be easy money for Mr. Flagg, the presumptive #1 overall pick. And then Caleb Love, the old foe at North Carolina, now at Arizona, more than 22.5 points and rebounds. You can tail my picks. You can fade my picks. Just go and do it at Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use our promo code CLNS for $50 instantly when you place your first $5 entry. You don't even need to win to receive the $50. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. All that information will be clickable down in the comment section and description of today's video. All right. This is the next wild comment that Draymond had on the TNT broadcast. And he was chopping it up with Candace Parker, talking about being the potential next coach for the Golden State Warriors after Steve Kerr's time is up. And I don't know if he was capping, I don't know if he was joking, but here's what he had to say when they were going back and forth on it. And Candace Parker kind of prefaced it with that she wouldn't really believe in Draymond as a head coach. He said, "I've already been offered the Golden State Warriors head coaching job when I'm done, and you think I'd suck?" It's crazy. And like I said, I don't really know how serious on a scale from 1 to 100 Draymond was being here, but there is a definite prospect. Like, we don't know who's the head coach in waiting for Golden State after Steve Kerr's done it. And that kind of feels like something that Golden State would want to do, kind of keep it in-house. And we heard rumblings last season about the prospect of Draymond Green being the Warriors coach down the line, or being a coach of any kind. Joe Lacob mentioned coaching to Draymond back in 2024, and Draymond was kind of very much encouraged by the idea of having coaching in his future, but we all know that he's doing this whole media thing right now. He's got the podcast, he's got the deal with TNT, so we'll see where this all goes. But let me know down in the comments, would Draymond be a good coach to replace Steve Kerr? Is he somebody who's kind of high up on your board once Steve Kerr hangs it up for Golden State? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'm trying to hear what Dub Nation has to think about Draymond, the coach. There is some realistic, like, traits that Draymond has to be a coach, right? On the floor, he is that on-court coach. He can call out defensive assignments. He can direct traffic on offense. And he also learns from some of the best coaches in all the land. Whether you like it or not, Steve Kerr has won multiple championships, and he knows how to coach a basketball game. So he's learned from him for over a decade now. And back in college, he learned from one of the greatest coaches of all time in Tom Izzo. Shout out to Coach Izzo, first in Big Ten wins all time now. But he did sign a multi-year broadcasting deal with Turner Sports to be with TNT for the next couple of years. But TNT's not going to be doing NBA coverage anymore. So where will Draymond go from here? He did say he thinks he would be a good coach, but I don't want to be. That seems like a little bit of a different mindset than he had last year when Joe Lacob originally referenced it to Draymond. And there's another guy who thinks it would be a potentially good move for Draymond to go out there and coach. KD, who I was kind of shocked to hear this from, to be quite honest from you. He said, "I think Draymond would be an incredible head coach. I think he'd be a better head coach than he would be on TV analyst, and he's pretty good at that. I just think he loves being on the floor. He loves teaching. He loves that competitive nature, competing on the court. And I think if he would go on to TV after retirement, he'd just be clawing and itching to get back on the court. So yeah, I think he would be a great coach." I was kind of surprised that KD gave Draymond that nice little nod there. It was a very tumultuous exit for Durant from Golden State, and obviously we know that Draymond had some sort of hand in that. But hey, I think Draymond's a very high IQ basketball mind, and excuse all the craziness that he says on TV for what he does on the floor and how smart he is out there and how his energy and his IQ kind of deviates to drips into the rest of the Warriors' minds. Golden State as a whole is a smarter team when Draymond is out on the floor. You can constantly see that night after night when his plus-minus is near the highest on the team. Now, I interrupt the back half of today's show to let the real ones know, as a lot of people like to click off the video early on and not get to see what we got going on here on the channel. But we're bringing a new segment into the show. We're doing Tuesday Dubs Trivia right here every Tuesday at Warriors Today. I'm going to pose a big Warriors question, and it's not going to be easy, but I want to see who can get the answer first after every Tuesday show. On Wednesday, we will reveal who got it first and correctly and give them a big-time shout-out. So tune into tomorrow's video for the first big question that we'll be asking you guys on Warriors Trivia related, and we'll reveal the winner on Wednesday. To close out today's show, let's talk about where Jimmy Butler was during All-Star Weekend, because he was noticeably absent from the festivities in the Bay Area, and I was wondering where he was, and I took to his Instagram, and I found where he was. He's in Dubai. What is this man doing in Dubai? He was out in Dubai during the night, and then I don't know if he went to sleep or he stayed up all the way until 6:18 in the morning, because that's when the clocks kind of lined up with the All-Star Saturday night festivities. And he was watching Buddy Hield participate in the three-point contest, and he was also watching his old friend, Tyler Hero, win the three-point contest. Buddy came up just short. Shout out to him. But Jimmy is still kind of getting acclimated back into this regimen of constant basketball, right? He's served 3 different suspensions from the Miami Heat, and he really hasn't played basketball all that much recently. So over these next couple of games, we're going to kind of finally see Jimmy Butler be at full strength. And it's been great, though, so far from Jimmy. Like, he's put up great numbers. Here's what he said, though. He said, I haven't played basketball in like a month, so I would definitely rather keep playing. But for everyone else, they probably definitely need the break. I can't play 1-on-5, or else I would try to. But for my guys, I definitely think they deserve a rest. I'll still be ramping it up, getting after it, so when I get back, I know I'm going to be ready. He better be ready, because Golden State needs to make the postseason, and I don't need Jimmy Butler getting all upset because Golden State doesn't make the postseason. As of right now, after the Jimmy Butler trade and going 3-1 since acquiring him, Golden State is now minus 140 to make the playoffs, and previously, before the Jimmy Butler trade all went down, they were plus money. They were dogs heading into this home stretch. Vegas did not think that they were going to make the postseason, and here they are, now favored to do so. And hopefully Jimmy Butler's impact continues to trickle down to the rest of Golden State. He affects the floor on both ways. He's used as a screener. He's used as a creator. His offensive rebounding has been awesome. He's been creating turnovers and jumping passing lanes. I've loved what I've seen from Jimmy so far. And if this isn't even the best level that we'll see him at, I can only imagine the production that Golden State will see from him moving forward. What do you guys think Golden State will end up with, though, when this season's all said and done? What seed will Golden State be? Will they be in the play-in tournament, 7 through 10? Will they get there to the 6th seed? Could they even exceed all expectations and get to that 5 seed as well? Let me know down in the comment section. Predict it for me what seed Golden State will be. And that'll do it for today's show. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Thank you guys so much for 74,000 subscribers. We had a crazy monster video go insane on the channel, and nearly 1,000 new subscribers joined the channel. So if you love the Dubs and you're a diehard Warriors fan, lock us in as your #1 spot for Warriors content all season long. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Let's go Dubs.